right here on the OGTV, the People's Daily. I am Dominic Agbea. Don't forget you can watch us live on Facebook at OGTV and OGTV Television, YouTube at OGTV Abeokuta, and on the OGTV website www.ogtv.com.ng/live. For the latest news or reports, check us on these platforms: X at Ogun TV, Instagram at Ogun State Television, or download OGTV app on Apple Store and Google Play Store. And now to the news in full. As part of efforts to ensure equitable distribution of people-oriented projects, Prince Dapo Abiodun has inaugurated the Lantoro Okeyidi Road in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. The governor says the project reflects his administration's commitment to infrastructure development and improved connectivity across communities in the state. Governor's office correspondent Yusuf Ghani reports. The commissioning of Lantoro Okeyidi Road stands as another milestone in the infrastructure drive of the present administration. Governor Abiodun says the road serves as a strategic link with Abeokuta South local government, providing easier access to key facilities including the Sacred Heart Hospital and the Muslim Youth Prayer Ground. He notes that in the last 6 years, his administration has constructed 39 roads across Ogun Central Senatorial District.
Now you can tell me how many governments before me constructed 39 roads in their 8 years of governing Ogun State. It stands to reason that obviously previous administration hardly did anything. We do not promise to reconstruct all the roads in Ogun State. It's impossible. No administration can reconstruct all the required roads in 8 years. However, every promise we make to you, we will ensure that we will fulfill that.
The governor also announced plans for the construction of the Adaton to Mo Junction Road to further improve traffic flow within the metropolis.
My earlier made promises in line with my pledge and what I swore when I assumed office. I'm going to be fair, I'm going to be just, I'm going to be equitable. I pledge that I will not develop any part of this state at the expense of another. I am making that pronouncement that I will instruct our contractors to mobilize to the car wash in Mo Junction so that you can enjoy that one carriageway.
Earlier in his welcome address, the State Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Engineer Ade Akisoya, explains that the Lantoro Okeyidi Road, which adjoins the Lantoro Elite Road, enhances accessibility and boosts socio-economic activities for residents.
His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun CON had determination to continually fulfill his campaign promises to the good people of Ogun State. This led to the construction of Lantoro Okeyidi Road.
A member of the House of Representatives representing Abeokuta South Federal Constituency, Honorable Afolabi Afuakpe, commends the governor for sustaining momentum in road infrastructure development across the states.
We are proud of you. We continue to ask for more.
The Alake Empowerment of Egbaland, Oba Adedoto Alemugbadebo, describes the road as significant, noting that it links several communities and facilitates movement within the area.
I want to thank the government especially for being a peaceful government. When I said it a few years ago on this road at the other side, I just made a kite. So people are going to do it, and we have done it.
The event attracted dignitaries, traditional rulers, market leaders, and residents. Yusuf Ghani, OGTV News.
Operatives of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, have searched the Abuja residence of former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai in the latest move in the probe surrounding the ex-governor. The development was disclosed by his media advisor, Muyiwa Adekeye, in a post on his verified X handle, stating that the Aso Drive residence of Malam Nasir El-Rufai has been searched by the ICPC. The search comes as the former governor remains in the custody of the anti-graft agency in Abuja over an ongoing investigation into the state's finances during his 8-year tenure as governor from 2015 to 2023. Reacting to the development, El-Rufai's lawyer, Obong Akpan, condemned the action, describing it as unlawful and a clear violation of legal procedures and fundamental rights. Back home, the Ogun State government has cautioned residents of the state against indiscriminate display and sale of goods along roadsides. The warning followed the recent accidents that occurred at the toll gate area of Ota in Adodo-Ota local government area of the state, which resulted in the loss of lives and property. The State Deputy Governor, Engineer Noimot Salako-Idele, who was on an on-the-spot assessment of the accident scene on the instance of the Governor, Dakwa Abiodun, gave the admonition on behalf of the government. She stressed that street trading is a vice that unnecessarily exposes those involved to danger and makes them vulnerable to accidents such as the one that just occurred in the area. She noted that the government has provided market stalls for commercial activities in the best interest of citizens. It therefore beats the imagination why some people would reject such facilities and risk their lives and future under the guise of trading, adding that no one can predict when an accident may occur.
Today, I'm here following the tragedy that occurred here at the toll gate yesterday morning when truck fully laden with vegetable oil lost control and crashed into members of the public and vehicles on the road and caused severe fatalities here at the toll gate. We have immediately briefed His Excellency the Governor, Prince Dakwa Abiodun CON, and the Governor expressed his condolences on this issue. He has asked me to come here today for an on-the-spot assessment of what has happened, to make sure that the people of Ota, the people who live here, the people who work here, the people who pass through this toll gate, appreciate that His Excellency understands the extent of the tragedy that occurred here, and that we put a human face to the government in reaching out to the people here to express our sincere condolences. I've been taken through as part of the spot assessment by our road traffic
Oyedele, who said she was personally pained by the incident, especially as it occurred in her homestead, extended the condolences of the government and people of Ogun State to those affected. She assured that the surviving victims will be adequately taken care of, while government continues to put preventive measures in place to forestall future occurrences. She appreciated the Olota of Ota, Abdulkabir Obalanlege, the leadership of the local government council and its team, operatives of the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Agency, TRACE, as well as road unions for their swift response in managing the situation. Earlier in his remarks, the Olota of Ota, His Royal Majesty Oba Professor Abdulkabir Obalanlege, condemned roadside trading, stating that the loss of lives could have been avoided if people had complied with the directive not to trade by the roadside. He also commiserated with the families of the deceased and prayed that God grants them eternal rest. A former Minister of Health, Professor Adenike Goinj, has said that other critical stakeholders of the nation must develop alongside efforts to reposition the health sector. The Professor of Pediatrics made this known while featuring on OGTV's Current Affairs program, Outset.
There is no policy that the Ministry of Health can implement that will turn things around without the support of other infrastructural institutions. They cannot do it on their own. They must get the support. They must get support of education. They must get the support of water, electricity, water, all those must work properly. Without them working properly, the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health can only do its own little bit. And they continue to do that. And it continues to make a little dent, but it cannot turn things around.
Right at 7 o'clock in the evening. And now to education. As part of efforts to improve the quality of education in Ogun State, teachers are being urged to integrate modern cognitive and non-cognitive skills into classroom teaching. The charge came at the end of a 2-day capacity building workshop organized for public secondary school teachers, principals and vice principals across the state. Taiwo Fabajo has more in this package.
The workshop is designed to enhance teaching methods and promote effective learning outcomes in public secondary schools across Ogun State. Facilitators, most of whom are university lecturers, emphasize the need for educators to adopt innovative and digital teaching strategies that encourage critical thinking, problem solving, and emotional intelligence among students. They urge teachers not to give up on students considered difficult, but instead understand their individual needs, including their health status, while remaining gender sensitive and avoiding intimidation in the classroom.
We cannot give up on these students. Remember, they are children, and whatever they learn at this stage, they can unlearn and then relearn new behavior. That's the beauty of a child. A child can learn a behavior. You can teach that child to unlearn that behavior and learn the good behavior. So it is a continuous struggle as teachers.
If you input into all the students good behavior, you input into them diligence, honesty, they will process it. And that is the exact thing they are going to give back into the society. Teaching them is all about cognitive aspect of it. We should be impactful into their lives. We should monitor their progress. We should assess them properly.
The representative of the chairman of the Teaching Service Commission explains that initiative aims to strengthen the quality of education in public secondary schools and equip students with relevant skills needed to thrive in a rapidly changing world.
Globally, evidence continues to affirm that teacher quality is the single most important school-based factor influencing students' achievement.
Participants described the training as timely and impactful, noting that it equips them with practical tools to improve classroom engagement and learning outcomes. They call for continuous training and retraining for teachers in public schools to sustain improved performance.
Very interesting and educative. I really learned a lot, most especially even from the program itself. It was scanning a barcode, that is using digital technology in transforming messages to us, and it really helped us in developing our instructional materials digitally. We talk about the tools, talk about how to manage your class effectively, talk about using good instructional materials and making students understand learning in a more digitalized manner.
I will implore the commission to help us in organizing a series of this in order to assist with teachers.
Management staff of the commission, principal generals from Egba, Remo, Ijebu and Yewa divisions, educationists and health experts are in attendance.
It was a moment of pride and promise as Christland University formally inducted 411 fresh students into its academic community for the 2025-2026 academic session. The 11th matriculation ceremony held at the University Auditorium in Abeokuta signified the official admission of the new students into various faculties of the institution. Olaide Oloye Shulade reports.
Academic processions by members of the university management, governing council, and the lecturers set the tone for the ceremony as parents and well-wishers witnessed the symbolic oath-taking that formally welcomes the student into different departments and faculties. Administering the 11th matriculation oath, the registrar, Samuel Omotosho, charged the students to remain disciplined, avoid social vices, and maximize the academic and extracurricular opportunities available on campus.
I will faithfully observe all regulations which may from time to time be issued by them for the good order and governance of the university.
In her address, The Vice Chancellor, Professor Oyedunni Arulogun, congratulates the matriculating students, describing the admission as a reflection of resilience and determination, while stressing the need for commitment to uphold the institution's rules, values, and ethical standards.
Today, we take an oath. It is more than a formality. It is a declaration that you are ready to join a community of scholars bound by standards, ethics, and shared purpose. You should appreciate early the fact that your success or failure in life is in your hands. You should work hard to make your dreams come true. As Vice Chancellor, I challenge you, create boldly, own responsibly, change courageously.
Delivering the guest lecture, Dr. Tobiloba Moody encouraged the students to embrace innovation, critical thinking, and character development as essential tools for success in a competitive global environment.
Excellence is a habit, it's a way of life. Embrace it. Change yourself to embrace excellence, and it will reflect, it will open up platforms that you can make changes in the now, but also in the future.
With the induction of the 411 students, Christland University has further strengthened its academic growth and reaffirmed its guiding principle of intellectual radiance, positioning its graduates for meaningful contributions to national development. Olaide Oloye Sholuade, OGTV News.
The students of El Shaddai Reconciliation College at Abeokuta paid an educational excursion visit to Ogun State Television. The educational excursion, which is a vital part of learning, complemented the classroom teaching, and it has also helped the students develop mentally, socially, and creatively. The students were taken round the television station where they were shown key departments such as the newsroom, studios, and editing suites. During the visit, staff of the station explained how news is gathered, written, and presented for broadcast. The students were also taught the basic steps involved in news writing, including how stories are structured and the importance of accuracy and clarity in reporting.
I learned the way news are being broadcasted and transmitted, the way news are being extracted, like the ways they are being getting from reporters going around to convey some messages and information.
Teachers who accompanied the pupils described the visit as educative and inspiring, noting that it would encourage the pupils to develop interest.
And the commentators, the people that directed us, they actually did well too. So I would love to be here again.
The excursion is awesome, and in terms of relation to their class activity, I feel it's just like an extension, more of a practical approach to what they have been taught theoretically. This place is loaded. It's an institution where even other schools should bring their students to.
The management of Ogun State Television encouraged schools to organize educational visits as part of practical learning experiences for young learners. Meanwhile, students of Afek International School at Abeokuta have taken their classroom learning to the real world with an educational excursion to Ogun State Television. The visit exposed the students to the practical workings of a television station, giving them first-hand knowledge of how news and programs are produced. About 40 students toured various departments at OGTV, including the newsroom, the library where video clips are stored, the studio, the master control room, MCR, and other operational areas of the station. Media professionals guided the students, demonstrating how news is researched, written, and prepared for broadcast. The pupils also learned about the ethical responsibilities of journalists and the importance of accuracy in reporting.
News studio and MCR, and I learned more. I learned in the second studio that we should be keeping all the the camera, and the monitor, and the light, and the AC, and the television.
Teachers who accompanied the students praised the excursion as a valuable learning experience, noting that it encourages critical thinking, broadens horizons, and helps students explore potential career paths in media and communication.
So you have to bring them to be exposed to what is happening. I'm sure they'll be having this question: how could they become journalists? How do they become newscaster? So that's one of the reasons.
The visit to Ogun State Television is aimed at giving young learners a glimpse into the world of broadcast journalism, transforming classroom knowledge into practical insight and inspiring some to consider media as a future career. Education goes beyond the four walls of the classroom as pupils of Tranquil Nursery and Primary School at Abeokuta recently embarked on an educational excursion to Ogun State Television. The excursion, organized to expose the pupils to practical broadcasting experience and enhance their understanding of mass communication and media operations. On arrival at the Ogun State Television premises, the pupils and the teachers of Tranquil Nursery and Primary School warmly received by management and staff of the station, who took them through various departments within the establishment. The pupils were introduced to news production, editing processes, camera handling and transmission procedures and studio operations, giving them a first-hand view of how television programs are produced and transmitted to viewers. Speaking during the visit, the teachers explained that the excursion was part of the school's commitment to experiential learning aimed at broadening the pupils' knowledge and inspiring future career interests.
No, to what is in the Ogun State. Now, the Ogun State broadcast, Ogun State Television. So we've not been here so we wanted to learn from the environment. In fact, I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing here. Sincerely, from the reception to the newscasting unit to the MCR monitor control unit and the live show room. So I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing there.
What I want to say for the pupils is that their parents should encourage them that they should go for mass communication because it is very interesting and they are the one making us happy. So when you have something that is bothering you at home, when you watch television, when you watch the news or any other entertainment, it will make you happy.
Some of the pupils expressed excitement and appreciation for the opportunity, describing the visit as enlightening and educative as it helped them understand how information and entertainment reach the public through television. And now to the foreign scene. Yemeni security forces have killed at least one person and wounded 11 as a crowd linked to the secessionist Southern Transitional Council (STC) attempted to storm the gate of the Al-Masheikh Presidential Palace in Aden. The shooting took place after Prime Minister Shaya Mohsen Al-Zinadi held the first meeting of the country's internationally recognized government, which sits at the Al-Masheikh Palace. The session took place amid opposition demonstrations. The Aden Governorate Security Committee said that security personnel responded in a lawful manner to armed protesters who tried to enter the area to carry out acts of sabotage. The committee added that it would not tolerate any involvement in acts of chaos or attacks on security forces. And now to the world of sports. Midfielder Ngozi Okogie and forward Gift Monday have returned to the Super Falcons squad after head coach Justin Madugu named a 25-player list for this month's friendly matches against Cameroon. The 9-time Women's African Cup of Nations champions will face the indomitable Lionesses in a 2-match friendly in Yaoundé on February 28 and March 4. Okogie last featured for Nigeria at the 2022 WAFCON, while Monday was omitted from the squad to the 2024 WAFCON held in 2025 in Morocco. Captain Rashidat Ajibade, goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie, and forwards Esther Okoronkwo and Chiedu were also included in the squad. And as we end the news, let us remind you, by being yourself, you put something wonderful in the world that was not there before. And that's the news at 2. We thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.